everyone, welcome back. It's me, Emma. Today we are going to talk about the anxiety and mood changes that the COVID-19 pandemic might have caused within many of us and what coping skills are useful to target this experience. Again, although I will talk about this in the context of COVID-19, the coping skills I will talk about will be useful long-term changes in habits to use for everyday experiences of anxiety and mood changes, even outside of the pandemic. All right, let's get into it. So, why did we see an uptick in anxiety and mood changes since March 2020? Well, like I talked about in the last video, there were a lot of big life changes that we experienced. And the multitude of questions, unknown, and mixed information coming out at the beginning of the pandemic caused lots of uneasiness and fear within people, which naturally led to lots of anxiety and mood changes. Anxiety and mood changes can present themselves in a variety of ways in your lives, and I'm going to talk about the physical, behavioral, cognitive, and emotional ways that they can present. So, physically, anxiety can present in the form of either a lack of or increase in appetite, a lack of energy, headaches, muscle tension, quick heartbeat, and decreased libido. Cognitively, which is in our thoughts, anxiety and mood changes can present as intrusive thoughts, pessimism, self-criticism, criticism of others, nonstop worrying about health, specifically with the pandemic, general negative thoughts associated with moodiness. We might experience cyclical thinking, which are uncontrollable cycles of repetitive thinking that keeps you living both in the past and in the future, not really leading anywhere, usually really leaving you more stressed than before. Cyclical thinking is a result of anxiety and stress. It also often causes more anxiety and stress. Basically, it's a vicious cycle of thinking and feeling that gets worse the more you indulge it. This is a behavior that anxiety and mood changes can cause. Anxiety and mood changes can also cause behaviors like neglecting self-care or hygiene, constantly checking for symptoms, constantly checking the news, talking and thinking only about the pandemic, having angry outbursts, and having unexplainable negativity towards family and friends. And emotionally, anxiety and mood changes can cause reactions like irritability, anger, fear, sadness, nervousness, panic, and just general emotions that are associated with anxiety. Like I said in the last video about loneliness and isolation, anxiety and mood changes can present themselves in many ways within ourselves that we might experience physically and non-physically. So what can we do about it? Like I said in the last video, I'm going to provide some ideas of coping skills, which are a form of emotional management. And the great thing about coping skills is they can help to reduce overall stress and negativity. So whatever I'm suggesting for specific coping skills to reduce anxiety and negative mood changes to do with the pandemic, you can also use in other areas of your life. So some useful coping skills to reduce anxiety and mood changes can include things like taking a deep breath and counting to 10, using positive self-talk, practicing the 3 R's. So the 3 R's is a process that includes 3 steps. 1, recognize. Take account for your body, your emotions, your thoughts, behaviors. Notice them and acknowledge them. 2, remember. Remind yourself that what you're feeling is normal and happens to everyone from time to time. And then 3, regulate. Take deep breaths, acknowledge your emotions, and release them. Using 3 R's can be a useful tool to combat cyclical thinking that I talked about before. Some other coping skills to reduce anxiety and moodiness are establishing good routines, setting limitations to information intake, reaching out to support networks, eating regularly and healthily, getting sunlight and exercise. Again, I want to remind everybody that these coping skills and self-care routines are good habits and tools to use outside of the pandemic and are really useful for any situation where you're feeling anxious and stressed. I hope that this video has shown you that any feelings of anxiety and mood changes that you might have felt during the lockdown stages of the pandemic are normal, but that there are useful tools out there to combat this. Next week, we're going to talk about the experiences of difficulty thinking clearly and sleeping normally that we might have experienced during the pandemic and how to combat them. In the meantime, if you want to leave a comment with a question or idea on this video or any of the Mental Health Partners social media profiles, a team member will be hosting a live stream at the end of the month to answer and engage with your comments. You can find links to our social media profiles in the description of this video. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.